Hey there, it's Backwater Jay, and I told myself I wouldn't be making any more purchases anytime soon, and I lied. So this is actually something that I bought off my buddy Pete, who's been an online buddy of mine. We played World of Warcraft together and done some RP together. But he has actually set up a Mercari channel for himself, where he sells primarily collectibles, Transformers, things like that. So if any of y'all are interested in that, I encourage you to check him out. Pete the Seller Guy at Mercari. That said, obviously he had to improvise with the boxing on this. He is not accustomed to moving merchandise this large, and this actually is something that belonged to his brother, has been sitting in a closet for a while. By the way, safety first, people. Use your box cutters for what they're intended for. Always cut toward yourself, except when you're cutting away. Whatever's convenient, really. Alright, so I'm gonna not bother separating these boxes yet. This is part of the reason that I purchased this, is it came with a lot of stuff that I would have had to buy already. And so the way I figured, I'm essentially getting the meat of this free. You've probably figured out what's inside here, but I don't want to say the G word just yet. So we got a stand, pieces of a stand here. It's like any other guitar stand, it's nothing important. Nothing really earth-shattering, I should say. Important, yes. Exciting, maybe not so much. So there's the rest of that. Looks in good shape. We'll put that together later because I'm excited to get to the rest of this. So let me, I guess that's the point where I have to yank this out of here. And that is a nice leather case there. I did not expect that. I was expecting more of a normal egg bag out of this. Before I pop that open, there's some goodies in the bottom here I want to get to. Keep the suspense going, you know, because nobody has any idea what's in there. So we have a nice tasteful strap here. If I need instrument straps. And I need instrument stands. Oh, there's the other one. This little spider web pattern. So these will be seeing some use for sure. Of course, on to the exciting bit. Well, you know what? Let's see what's in here as a teaser. Whoa! Was not expecting this. This is a free Boss Super Overdrive that I'm going to be checking out maybe now if it works. Let's plug something into it and see if it lights. Knock the other brand new guitar over. That'd be awesome. Huh? You got light? Turning on and off. So we'll check this out too. This is exciting. We got picks all over the place. We've got a capo, which I may use eventually at some point. Oh, we have another. We have a black coffee metal distortion. This is a pedal I've been meaning to check out and just, you know, never really wanted to go buy. And of course they're not being made anymore, so they're kind of hard to find. Wow, Pete. Looks like, I think I see a dim light on that one. We're gonna have to see if this works, but even non-functional, it's nice to have. Maybe it can get fixed up. Okay, these picks were all inside of, they were packed good, but it fell open during transit. Nobody's fault, it's just a bunch of picks. They're not gonna hurt anything. I'll clean that up later, however. String winder, another useful thing that I've had but have been unable to locate. Tuner, good grief. This guy was loaded. There's our other tin O picks. These are Fender, I assume limited edition pin tins. So those are kind of cool to have around, even if I primarily do not use Fender. I'm not gonna lie, I don't use fender picks. I'm very picky, and I have the Claytons that I use, the triangles, because they're the same on every side and I can hold on to them. We've got a blue cable. And we have a black cable with some gold connectors on it. I have no idea the branding on these, but they are, blue's a little thicker than the black, but neither of them looks like a cheap cable. And we have, I probably shouldn't be showing you this because it may be somebody's private stuff, but let me put that aside. You may want that back. I'm more than happy to ship it back if that's the case. And what else we got in here? Maybe got something in, okay, strings. No idea what condition those are in or how many of them there are. We got something else bulky in this pocket, so let's see what it is. That is another metronome. Hey, I have 2 of these now. Let's see. Doing the heartbeat thing. I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to do. Oh, beeped. There we go. All right, anyways, that may or may not be functional, but it makes a heartbeat, so. All right, now on to what you guys are really here for. What guitar did Jay possibly buy that Jay doesn't already have? You know, it's not an expensive guitar. Even new, these are not Gibsons or Fenders or anything like that, but it is a unique guitar. Started out as unique and then just got uniquer as it was customized. So I'm gonna pop this case open and lay eyes on this firsthand for the first time y'all are laying eyes on it firsthand. So folks, this is a Greg Bennett Torino TR2. These are made by Samick. I believe are still being made, at least the brand is still around. This one's from circa 2010-ish, but they are, as you can see, SG copies, but not quite SG copies. Underneath this frankly phenomenal paint job. It looks much better in person than it did in the photos even. So it may or may not come across on the video, but I'm going to kind of give you a good look at that. This is a little pick holder thing, which is probably coming off. We'll see. And then matching paint on the headstock. The branding on this has been taken off, or painted over rather. Also painted over, and this is kind of a tragedy. But this thing does have a very nice Colt maple top according to the specs on it. And it originally came in kind of a sunburst type of tone. So that's down there underneath here somewhere. If anybody ever wanted to sand this off, I'm not going to, because I frankly, you know, the paint job on this drew me in. And the guitar itself, once I did my research, I've never really liked SGs, to tell you the truth. I'm actually going to start tuning this because that would be good. Let's turn this on and see if it works. Plug one of these brand new cables in here. This is going to be a bit of a longer video. I thought I would just do a straight unboxing here and we'd be done with it, but there's a lot of goodies to check out, and I do want to check them out. Okay, it looks like that one does not have power, but that's okay. Could be just a battery thing. Could be just a bad tuner. Was not expecting it, like I said, so even if it is a bad tuner, not like I'm getting a bad deal. Let me move my super safe box opener off the amp. This, by the way, one of the new acquisitions. This is kind of Damascus pattern kitchenware, which I've been really loving, but that's beside the point. So what was I saying about these guitars? Let's see if I can get my tuner. Oh, I know how I can get my tuner without. Just plug something into the headphone jack. because I want to hear this for the first time tuned up real pretty, even if the strings on it are terribly old. What was I saying? Yeah, so I'll be honest with you, I really, there we go, let's get some volume on, then it'll, a little bit of buzz, but that's, oh, I forgot to check my neck straightness here. It looks good. Sometimes instruments sitting in closets can do weird things just with the passage of time, but it looks like this one's been pretty well taken care of. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of SGs, honestly. The Gibson SGs, they're kind of, well, first of all, they're basically their trademark Dodge. When Les Paul parted ways with the company, they needed something Les Paul-ish that wasn't Les Paul shaped, so they came out with the SG, but it's kind of like squat and like figure eight, and you know, I mean, yeah, the horns are interesting, the carving on the edges are interesting, but it's not my favorite shape. But I think what Greg Bennett has done here is he's kind of added a rounder, more Les Paul styled, probably slightly larger lower bout there. I think it really takes it to the next level, honestly. It makes this guitar interesting. Flames aside, obviously, but it makes this guitar a little more interesting. Made it, you know, something I'd want to pick up versus something I might pass on. Where am I going with this? But yeah, was digging on the guitar from his photos, and you know, frankly wanted to help a friend a little bit, because it's something that they've wanted to get out of the house, and I know he's got a big trip coming up he needs money for. So, but this was not a charity buy by any means, and I'm getting a lot for my money. So I do recommend, again, if you haven't checked out Pete the Cellar Guy on Mercari. Oops, I'm loosening that, aren't I? Okay, these are on backwards. I'm gonna have to fix that when I restring. So this is a G. All right. So yeah, he was not very familiar with guitars, so I kind of walked him through some of the basics of preventative care when you're shipping the instrument out, which he followed instructions very well. I may be cutting a bit of this video out for length. Oh, that's going to mess with me so bad, the backwards tuner. This is messing with me worse than the backward ones on the Epiphone here on the reverse side of the headstock. I got used to those pretty quick, actually. In case you're wondering how easy it is to get used to those. It's a fairly, I don't want to say dead sounding guitar acoustically, but it's fairly soft acoustically, which, you know, for mahogany guitars you kind of expect. They're not super resonant. You get that depth of tone out of mahogany and a little bit of brightness out of the maple. So the tops go into some good use. And the strings are definitely dead. But what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to grab one of these picks out of the tin here because they're convenient. I'm going to grab one of these picks that's all over the place and actually use a fender pick for the first time on my channel, folks. First, YouTube first with the fender pick. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug this, and my amp should be live right now. I'm going straight through the amp to start with. I've got this nice pedal board in front of me that I'm not going to use because I want to kind of hear this clean. So let's turn all my knobs up here, see what happens. That may be a dead cable, because we were definitely getting signal out of it. Or did I just, oh, I turned my clean down all the way. There we go. Having volume on helps. Pickups are wired backwards, or put in backwards, one or the other. But that's definitely the neck pickup there. Let's see if the controls are backwards. Controls are good. Switch is just backwards. Okay, whatever. That's why it was sounding a little funny. So let's get a little crunch on there and see what happens. Some lures a little bit tough to adjust to where it's not ear splitting and not completely silent. Happening for sure. Okay. So first impressions of the guitar are overall good. It's set up a little bit high. Maybe a nut issue, but I may try to tune that bridge down a little bit. But it's. I don't want to really get it much lower though. Around the 12th fret. Are we looking at some backbone maybe here? No. I think the neck's straight. But go ahead and shut my distortion off here. So thoughts on this guitar now that I played it. Okay, so first of all, I like the tone. These pickups are the Duncan designed HB103s, I believe. They are the Duncan distortion made overseas. Not a pickup I'm normally drawn to, but in this guitar I think they work just fine. They give you that kind of SG tone. You know, you just want to kind of yeah, etc. I can play. What else? Neck is a little bit rounder than I expected. It's definitely got more shoulders on the neck down here in the cowboy chord area than my Les Paul does. Les Paul, incidentally, that I am going to be cleaning up and probably selling off for charity. So I will let you know when that happens, because it is a guitar that's featured on my most watched video. So some of y'all might want that for nostalgia factor or whatever. And of course, this one's going to get a few mods onto it once I get pieces in place here. But overall, you know, it's not a light guitar, it's not a heavy guitar, it is a comfortable feeling guitar, although it sits a little far back for me when I'm sitting down. The strap will solve that. What else? Let's check some of these pedals out. I'm super curious about this Super Overdrive Sd1. These are a staple pedal that I've really never checked out. I don't get big into overdrive pedals. I've had a few of them, just not the Boss one. So see what we got here. So there's our clean. See what we can get just off the level control with it. Never really played with one of these before. I kind of want to set it to a light drive and a high level. Again, but considering how low the strings were, that's there we go. Full crunch on this. With this tuner. All right. It's a fairly similar overdrive tone to the orange here, so that might be useful when I'm running the Black Star and want something a little messier, mid-heavy. Yeah, decent. Oh, let me try the tone knob here. Works just like a guitar tone, really. Just takes the mids out. All right, so that's said and done. Let's go ahead and check this little black metal out, or black coffee, I'm sorry. In theory, good for black metal, but it's not the name of the pedal. These little Dentalufro toilet seat pedals, they got some really good stuff. I'm wishing that I didn't pick more of these up when they were brand new and fresh. Yeah, with this one we've either got a dead bat. Oh, we've got an amp I switched off for one thing. Let's see if that makes a difference. Yeah, we're not getting any signal out of this one at all, but it's probably just a dead battery from sitting around. So I'll have to swap that out later and see if it makes a difference. What else? I think we're done here. I think I checked everything out that I needed to check out. I'm going to keep you updated. This is weird to me, by the way. One weird thing about this guitar is they give it 2 strap buttons on the lower bout. And I think that's so that you can, you know, maybe like wear it higher. I don't know. It seems like it would just be top heavy if you use this one. So I'll probably end up just using the top one and shortening my straps a little bit to accommodate. But yeah. So Greg Bennett Torino TR2. This guitar is going to be named Tira because of an artistic concept that I have for it as part of my mutation process, which of course you will see on this channel. Looking forward to showing you what this guitar becomes. So until next time, have a great day. Take care.